Good morning, good afternoon and good evening, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to Danny's Detours, where we talk about anything and everything life related. Consciousness is our compass. Welcome back to the channel, guys, and I'm out and about again. It's a little bit of a wet and windy one today, guys, but we're gonna start walking down on the local canal. How's everyone doing today? I hope everyone's doing absolutely fantastic. And yeah, it's absolutely fantastic to have you all back. I think we're on about 275 subscribers now, which is absolutely fantastic to see. But yeah, welcome back. And I'm going to start with my two favourite compadres in the whole wide world, as you already know, Paddy and Willow. Yeah, and today, guys, we're going to be talking about, well, I'm going to be talking about why I started my channel, Danny Detours. So yeah, we're just going to get down here. I've been keeping an eye out for the heron this morning, but I've not managed to spot the heron this morning, so I'm sure it'll be knocking about. I think there's a couple of them now which are hanging down on the canal. But yeah, why did I start my channel? Well, to be honest with you guys, it was literally just a spur of the moment thing. One day I was sat at home and I had my phone out and I thought, and it literally just come to my mind, and like, I don't know if it was like downloads or anything like that, and it just literally come into my mind, because obviously, you know, at the beginning of this year I had a bit of like an awakening, whatever you want to call it, where you know, it kind of like just made me wake up and realise what world we are living in at the moment now. And but anyway, I don't want to go too much into that, but yeah, and it kind of like just made me wake up and made me realise, you know, life's too short, isn't it? You know, literally, you know, how much time do we spend worrying about, you know, what other people think, or, you know, I'll tell you what, the rain's coming down now, guys. The rain's absolutely battering it down. But yeah, so it was more of a case of just me thinking to myself, why not? Do you know what I mean? Because obviously, like, there's numerous reasons, and I've got goals, aspirations that I want to achieve, but it's like anything, you know, everything starts brick by brick, and I just wanted to build something that means something to me and comes from my heart, which is just true authenticity. Have you seen all this green now, guys? Literally, it's all built up down there, absolutely built up down there now, all this algae. Yeah, so it just made me think and made me realise life is too short, you know, and get the videos out there, get vlogging. And obviously I've started doing the tarot. I've started doing the tarot reading as well on my channel, which is I do that now every, right, calm down, Paddy. I do that now every Tuesday and Thursday. Paddy always kicks off with other dogs. It makes me laugh. So that's another thing that I've been enjoying doing as well, because, you know, like, one thing that we've got to look at is life isn't exactly as we see it or as it seems. And what I mean by that, guys, is like, you know, we've been programmed and told that what you see is what you get, and, you know, I could go into it a lot deeper, but just having a quick, we'll just give you a quick look down here. Look at that down there, guys. It's a bit of a drop, but yeah, that's where the brook goes down, bringing up into the park. But yeah, I'm just giving you a bit of extra footage down the canal today. But I forgot what I was talking about now. My mind's gone blank. But no, like, life isn't always as we see, as it seems. And what I mean by that is, like, you know, we're constantly getting nudges from our intuition, from the universe, trying to like nudge us in the right direction. And that is like one of the reasons why I wanted to do tarot, because you know, we are literally a state of being. Like, so whatever we are feeling at that time or within that day, that is what will attract into our lives, if that makes sense. So basically, you know, if you're like negative or down or feeling down in the dumps or whatever, or you know, you're always cursing people, that is what you're going to attract into your life. But it irrelevant of your external, listen, you could be living in the worst part of the world, but if you've got a smile on your face and you're saying what you are and knowing what you are and embodying and being that version of yourself, then eventually over time your reality has to shift and match it, because it's a state of being, guys. It's not a state of like, oh right, they're saying yeah, I am rich, I am wealthy, or whatever you that is that you feel as though you are. It's a state of being, of believing it like you already are that. And then eventually, over time, you attract everything into your life of what you are being in that being state. Right, just give me 1 minute, I'm just gonna let dogs off. So, it's just something to think about there, guys, you know what I mean? It just, it literally does just all boil down to you know, your inner state, because that is how the law of attraction works. And you know that, listen, the reason why I wanted to do this channel is to help people. Yeah, I wanted to just do things on my terms. I just wanted to I just wanted to like start and set out on a journey from going from nothing to something, and just seeing that progression and growth, and giving people the power and telling people my story, because I don't know if any of you new subscribers are aware of it. Look at this now, guys. We're out on the field. It's absolutely fantastic. I come on here most days. I love it on here. This is my little thinking field. But yeah, I just wanted to give people the power, knowing that, you know, we are not always, we can jump timelines whenever we want, guys, but it all starts from healing. It all starts from looking at the only way that you can heal or progress in life is by looking at yourself. Like, I'll give you an example. Say if you could be in a situation, or you could see like a situation, and you could look at, like, say two people fighting or whatever, and you could say, oh, look at them two there. But it's like a lot of the times you're seeing yourself through that situation. So like a lot of the times you could think to yourself, and you could be judging in that situation, but maybe they're like insecurities on your behalf, if that makes sense. So you're basically, what I'm trying to say is, you are the universe expressing itself. You know, we got told that like we're these little insignificant specks of dust, and you know, but it literally quite the opposite, guys, because they don't want you knowing that you are God, because you are a co-creator with God, and your skills and abilities in order to bring things forward into your life is a lot easier than you think. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna take my hood down now, because it's let me just get my hood down. Yeah, so that's another thing that I wanted to do. And eventually over time, once people do start to see the progression, because you know, like we've been literally led to believe all our lives that things aren't possible, and or like some people might have that inner belief or knowing, or people might say, oh well, money only goes to money, or money is the root of all evil. That is wrong, guys. Yeah, money is neither good or either bad. It's the energy in which you vibrate upon. Listen, all money is literally, if you're a good person and you've got money, money's just energy. If you're a good person and you have money, you will be a very, very good, successful, like, giving person. If you're, like, say, a drug-taking gambler and you have a lot of money, that'll be, all money does, right, is amplify who you are. So if you're a good person, you'll be a really, really, really good person, if that makes sense. But anyway, so yeah, I don't know, like, I just wanted to like make this channel just to give my knowledge, wisdom, life lessons, but also just to give you guys the power of knowing that you can change your life at any given moment, but it all starts from within. It all starts in believing in yourself. It all starts with knowing who you are and what you are. Like I say in all of my videos, you know, you are not that body. You are not that body in which you are. Your body is merely just a vehicle, guys. That is all it is, you know. You are literally pure light, infinite intelligence, awareness, consciousness. That's why I say consciousness is our canvas, because it literally is, because you are a magician, you are the artist, you are the architect, and it all starts with a thought, a feeling, and an action. You know, like, we've been programmed and led to believe that we need to get a job and we need to follow it, and then once we get that job, oh, that's just Dave the mechanic. And listen, no, you know, I'm not saying, you know, don't do this, or you know, you shouldn't get a job or whatever, but we wasn't put here to do that. We was put here to be co-creators with the divine. And that's another reason why I wanted to do tarot, is because you are in connection with what? Your spirit team. That is literally what it is. Because I did an experiment before, guys, right, where I got my body into a feeling state, yeah? And I got my body into a feeling state of wealth and abundance. Like, I'm, you know, like, I envision myself having massive amounts of wealth, abundance, and, you know, success, whatever that is. And as I'm dealing the cards, I was talking to my spirit team, and guess what? You know, I was saying, you know, show me. And then I literally just went into that feeling state of already having my end desired result and feeling that. And, you know, what you've got to ask yourself this question: if you had £100 million or whatever it is, or that nice house or the perfect partner, if you had that in your possession or in your reality now, how would you feel? But like, how many times? But that's where a lot of people slip up, because they slip up with the knowing or the feeling of like, say, they go into the wanting state. They always go back to that thing of, oh, well, I've not got that yet and I'm wanting it. It's like, no, you already have to be it. Because if you are it, if you become it, it's a bit like a bird. A bird doesn't have to know or understand. Look at them clouds up there. A bird doesn't have to know or think anything other than being a bird, as does a cheetah when it's hunting. Hence why it's so fast, you know, because it doesn't even, it's a bit like your lungs, right? Do you have to tell your lungs to breathe? Do you have to tell your heart to beat? You know, do you have to tell your skin to like recover and then a new layer of skin come on like it naturally does anyway? No, because that is the universe always working in the background. And this is why I always say you are a co-creator with the universe. You know, like a wave that's crashing against the sea. You know, you are a drop in that ocean, but you are still a part of that ocean. Irrelevant if you think that you are small or insignificant, listen, you are still a part of that ocean. And what does the ocean do? It goes in and it goes out, as does sometimes with you know, our things that are happening. Because you've got to look at it like this as well, right? In life, things in life don't happen, they don't happen to us. That's a victim mentality. They happen for us. Because you've got to look at it like this and think to yourself that when things are happening for us, maybe we need to learn a lesson from that if we perceive that to be a bad thing. And that is when your mindset shifts, you know. Because like, I spent a long time in my life thinking about me being in a victim mindset, because obviously I died when I was 8 years old, and I thought, well, why me? Why did that happen to me? Poor me. And then like, I got diagnosed with diabetes when I was 15. And it was like, well, you know, but, and then obviously my son got diagnosed with autism, and then I went through the gambling. I was suicidal a couple of times, and, you know, I was addicted to alcohol and cocaine. And, but listen, God has to put the chosen ones, and we're all chosen, he has to put his, the way I look at it is, right, yeah, why would I have been given all them obstacles and barriers? That's to get you ready for the greatest comeback and to be the greatest version of yourself. Because people who go on and do big, massive, great things in life, they basically, they don't have easy lives, you know, they get tested. Because how else would you be ready for all of that abundance and responsibility? You would never be ready for it because you've never been to the places. It's a bit like now, say, you know, if you get stewarded with, say, like, I don't know, billions and billions, you know, you've got to have the mindset to be able to steward that money. But not only that, you've also got to come from a place of knowing that you come from somewhere where you didn't have much. So then you'd be grateful for that, or you'd be able to see the value in it, and then you'd be able to steward it, and you'd be able to go on and help people. You know, hence why I'm doing this channel, is because I just want people to know and realise that you can change your life at any given moment, at any given time, but it all starts from knowing and just believing in yourself, you know what I mean? But anyway, I just wanted to do a quick video today, guys, just to talk about why I started my channel. And listen, I could talk and talk all day about this because there's numerous reasons why I started it. And the main reason is to help people, but also to help myself, you know, because in order to help the world, you need to help yourself first. And once you get your love right and loving yourself and knowing who you are and what you are, then you can go on and love the world. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, gonna leave it at that, guys. Thank you so much to everyone who has liked, commented and subscribed to the channel. But for me, Danny Detours, Paddy and Willow, I hope you have a fantastic day. Love you loads. Peace.